I had reincarnated the once broken cultivation of the old demon, yet I was besieged by countless righteous cultivators and even my own wicked disciples. In desperation, I had to use a secret technique to abolish my sixth disciple's cultivation. Before we continue the recap, don't forget to like and subscribe to Che's Manhwa. Your support helps me bring you more fast and exciting recaps, only to be outplayed by her in the end. A triumphant expression appeared on sixth disciple Yi Tianxin's face. Unfortunately, Jinting Mountain will change hands today. Before Lu Zhou could speak, Xia Yuan retorted, "Nonsense. What about your cultivation base?" A trace of desolation flashed through Yi Tianxin's eyes when she heard this. "Destroyed. Little junior sister, this is all your respected master's doing. He is old. How much longer can he protect you? Listen to me. If he continues like this, he will drag you all into the abyss sooner or later." Hearing this, Xia Yuan made a face at her. "I won't believe you. You are a traitor. You deserve to have your cultivation destroyed." Look at him now, little junior sister. He's just like an ordinary old man. Trust me and slap him." Yi Tianxin seemed to sense something and began instigating her, but Xia Yuan merely snorted and refused. She wouldn't dare. "Master, I've already sent my father back to his residence with Wizard. We can leave now." Hearing this, Lu Zhou waved his hand and summoned Wizard over. Yi Tianxin was astonished when she saw this. This mount is actually legendary. When did the old man's mount change to Wizard? Before she could think further, Lu Zhou mounted the creature and called Xia Yuan to join him. Meanwhile, inside Jinting Mountain, righteous cultivators filled every corner, searching with weapons in hand. This is truly strange. Where could the Jinting Mountain demon have gone? Keep searching. The Lord Elder said we must find Ji Tiandao and Mingxian today. In the Evil Sky Pavilion at the peak of the mountain, righteous sect elder Feng Jingxian sat high above, frowning as he spoke. "Duan Muxing, as long as you tell me the old villain's whereabouts, I will spare your life." The trapped Duan Muxing replied dismissively, "Feng Jingxian, you claim to be righteous, yet you take advantage of my weakened state. If you have the guts, release me, and we will fight 300 rounds fairly. I can't believe you are still so arrogant while wounded. Do you think you are qualified to fight me? Even the old villain had to hide like a rat when I arrived, let alone you." Duan Muxing sneered. "Even your brother bows respectfully when he sees me." Before he could finish, a whistling attack interrupted him. In his weakened state, he could only cross his arms and forcibly endure it. "Who do you think you are? To me, you are nothing but a dog without its master. Tell me where the old villain and Mingzhuren are, or this day next year will be your memorial." Duan Muxing showed no fear. "Just try it." "Arrogant." Feng Jingxian snorted coldly and was about to strike, wanting to seize the chance to avenge his brother, but his fellow disciples quickly stopped him. "This demon must not be killed. Our targets are the Evil Sky Pavilion and the old villain. The sect leader wants them alive. Please think twice, Elder Fang. Revenge can wait." Hearing this, Feng Jingxian had no choice but to restrain himself. "You won't be happy for long, since the sect leader forbids me from killing you. Fine. Surely you haven't experienced being imprisoned in a dungeon with no hope of seeing tomorrow's sunlight." At that moment, a cultivator flew in on a sword outside the door. Seeing this, Feng Jingxian spoke. "Elder Zhou Jifeng, good that you've arrived. Have you found Mingzhuren?" Zhou Jifeng bowed with clasped hands. "Second Elder, I have ordered a search, but nothing has been found yet." "Nothing?" "You and I saw with our own eyes that Mingzhuren was severely wounded. I refuse to believe he could escape far with those injuries. Find him. I almost forgot. The old villain killed Luo Chanfeng, the sect leader of the Heavenly Sword Sect and your respected teacher," Zhou Jifeng replied. "Blankly. With Second Elder here, they cannot escape. Although you are from the Heavenly Sword Sect, you are obedient, more sensible than the others. Now I order you to torture Zhou Muxing for answers." Zhou Jifeng hesitated. Seeing this, Feng Jingxian's tone changed. "No wonder the Heavenly Sword Sect cast you aside. You're just a dog without its master. I don't know what the sect leader sees in you to make you an elder. Get out." He shoved Zhou Jifeng aside and suddenly kicked Duan Muxing with great force. With a loud bang, Duan Muxing staggered back several steps. "Do you still dare to resist?" A cold glint flashed in Feng Jingxian's eyes as he gathered energy, preparing to strike again. At that moment, a golden light appeared in midair in the blink of an eye. The cultivators on the ground turned to look, overjoyed. "It's a legendary mount. An almighty expert has arrived. Inform the elders. It must be a righteous expert here to support us." But in the next second, Lu Zhou's cold snort echoed across the surroundings. "Who gave you the audacity to intrude into my Jinting Mountain?" His loud shout sent rolling sound waves spreading across the entire mountain. The righteous cultivators below all stopped and looked up. Such a deep voice. The owner must be an old man. But judging by the energy in the voice, he might not be an expert. Legendary mounts are rare, especially ones carrying such an auspicious aura. Who is speaking? As everyone speculated, Duan Muxing, who was trapped, immediately recognized his master's voice. "Welcome back, master." Hearing this, the righteous cultivators were shaken. Not good. The old villain has returned. Don't panic. According to our intelligence, the old villain is already at the end of his tether. He relies on the secret drug of the primal fiend. Form the array. All divine court experts and above. Assemble immediately. Lu Zhou glanced downward and saw that, just as Yi Tiangxin had said, Jinting Mountain had been overrun by a group of ignorant cultivators. A smug smile appeared on Yi Tiangxin's lips. She had endured the torment of her shattered sea of Qi and Dantian all this way, unable to speak, just to witness how the old villain would handle this situation. Indeed, this posed a difficult problem for Lu Zhou. To resolve this, he had two options. The first was to use the last peak form experience card, his greatest trump card, after which he would have no other means of protection. The second was to flee Jinting Court Mountain with Wizard. After all, Duan Muxing and Ming Zhuren were villainous disciples and he could simply abandon them. Should he use the last peak form experience card or flee? He hesitated. Let me go. You have no more trump cards. Yi Tiangxin saw her master's dilemma and spoke up. Ci Yuan snorted coldly. In your dreams. Meanwhile, the righteous cultivators below had already gathered, staring at the old man on the mount as if facing a great enemy. When Lu Zhou looked at those in front, his expression turned puzzled. He noticed that Zhou Jifeng's loyalty had actually risen to 15%, 5% more than when he left the Heavenly Sword sect. Feng Jingxian spoke confidently. I thought a formidable foe had arrived, but it is merely the old villain of Jinting Court Mountain. Duan Muxing is captured, and Ming Zhuren is severely wounded. Jinting Mountain now belongs to the righteous sect. Come down and face your death. The cultivators behind him echoed angrily, shouting for him to come down. Seeing this, Lu Zhou frowned slightly. What a troublesome situation. It seemed he could not even save the last peak form experience card. So be it. After pondering, he stopped hesitating. Suddenly, a loud bang rang out. Zhou Jifeng instantly drew his sword and stabbed toward Feng Jingxian. An invisible barrier appeared around Feng Jingxian, blocking the strike. Feng Jingxian turned in fury. Why would you do this? Zhou Jifeng quickly retreated. I didn't expect you to block it. He had been confident in that strike. At such a distance, even a nascent divinity tribulation realm expert might not have blocked it. Feng Jingxian sneered. Didn't anyone tell you there's a huge gap between a cultivator with a heaven-grade weapon and one without? Why do you think the sect leader only sent me, a divine court cultivator, here? Ci Yuan grew restless. Master, they make me furious. How can a mere group of divine court cultivators act so arrogantly? Lu Zhou shook his head calmly. The shield of the dragon heart. It can hardly be considered a heaven-grade treasure. Feng Jingxian was startled. How do you know it's the shield of the dragon heart? What's so surprising? You were still playing with mud when my master ruled the world. This was the truth. When Jitian Dao was renowned across the land, none of the people present had even been born. Lu Zhou looked down and spoke indifferently. I am giving you a chance to live. Put down the weapons in your hands. Fix the damage you have done to Jinting Court Mountain and serve me here for 3 years. If you agree, I can forget everything you did today. As soon as his words fell, the people below burst into laughter. Ha ha, this must be the funniest joke in the world. The old villain has finally abandoned evil and turned good. Instead of killing, he now wants to spare lives. And all we have to do is repair Jinting Court Mountain and serve him for 3 years. How ridiculous. Seeing this, Lu Zhou sighed helplessly. I already gave you a chance. Since you refuse to cherish it, you may as well remain here forever. He then leaped down from his mount. Yi Tianjin had wanted to witness her master's humiliating escape, but in the next second she stared wide-eyed in disbelief. The moment Lu Zhou activated the peak form experience card, an overwhelming surge of muster energy erupted once more. The 9-leaf 100 Tribulations Insight avatar appeared in the blink of an eye, casting an enormous shadow and pressing down on Jinting Mountain with terrifying force. Yi Tianjin was stunned on the spot. At that moment, she finally understood. Her assumptions had been wrong all along. Overcome by shock and anger, she fainted. The righteous cultivators below were equally stunned, cold sweat pouring down their backs. Why is his first move an ultimate skill? Shouldn't he use a few normal techniques first? Duan Musheng's face lit up with joy, his excitement obvious, and his loyalty increased by 5%. Zhou Jifeng prostrated himself on the ground and exclaimed, Old Senior is the mightiest man in the world. Lu Zhou did not hesitate to use this experience card. From the day he became Jitian Dao, his path had already been decided. In this treacherous cultivation world, where the strong devour the weak, only Jinting Mountain was his foundation, and it could not be defiled. This final peak form experience card had to be used to warn the world, to warn those who coveted Jinting Mountain. I rely not on secret drugs, but on my own strength. Only true personal power can be unleashed continuously. No secret drug or external aid in this world can achieve that. Lu Zhou landed and looked down at the crowd, calling out Duan Musheng's name. Hearing this, Duan Musheng quickly responded. The final part of the Divine One technique contains both a sword technique and a spear technique. I will demonstrate them to you now, but only once. Watch carefully. As Lu Zhou spoke, a dazzling long sword condensed between his index and middle fingers. Duan Musheng was overjoyed. He had joined the sect early, yet his progress had always lagged behind the other disciples. Although Ji Tiandao had taught him the complete Divine One technique, he had never mastered the final part. For years he had struggled alone in the dark, making little progress. Use your fingers to condense energy into a sword. Imperfect heaven's favor. Target Fang Jingxian. As the words fell, Lu Zhou gently pointed forward. A sword aura formed from muster energy. Blasted out. Fang Jingxian's face changed drastically as he hurriedly raised his weapon to block. With a loud bang, dazzling sparks erupted at the center of the battlefield. The surrounding righteous cultivators shut their eyes, unable to look directly. It's the shield of the Dragonheart. Can you see it? I can't see, I'm just guessing. Lu Zhou did not choose to kill his opponent in one move. He swung his arm and began gathering strength again. Fang Jingxian, who thought he was doomed, found his mind blank when he realized he had not died. Use your palm as the base and condense your energy. This is what the Divine One technique looks like when used as a spear technique. It is a ranged attack. As Lu Zhou spoke, it seemed as if thunder and lightning gathered around him. A long spear appeared in his hand. Seeing this, everyone's expressions changed dramatically. Streams of energy overlapped into 1,000 waves before thrusting outward like 1,000 spears. It was another core ultimate move of the Divine One technique. You know this move? I think I do. Not good. Run? It's too terrifying. Even a nascent Divinity Tribulation Realm expert wouldn't dare face this head-on. Realizing the danger, the crowd scattered like frightened animals. Lu Zhou swung the long spear toward Fang Jingxian's position. Thousands of spear shadows fell like thunderbolts. The nearby cultivators were struck by the shockwaves and screamed in pain. Zhou Jifeng retreated dozens of meters, barely holding on with his protective aura. So powerful. It was impossible to tell whether Fang Jingxian was alive or dead. Moments later, the dust in the sky gradually settled, revealing only a deep, abyss-like crater where the spear shadows had landed. Zhou Jifeng stood there, stunned by the sight. It seemed that the reason he continued attacking was either to vent his anger or to guide his disciple. After 2 strikes, only 3 minutes had passed. Lu Zhou's face remained calm as he spoke softly. Did you see them clearly? Hearing this, Duan Musheng dropped to his knees with a thud and kowtowed heavily. Yes. Thank you, Master. Watching Master demonstrate the techniques is better than practicing alone for 10 years. Very good, Lu Zhou replied, then lightly tapped his feet and rose into the sky, heading straight toward the defensive array of Jinting Mountain. Below, Sionor looked up curiously, wondering what her master intended to do. At this moment, the righteous cultivators scattered like frightened birds. Who would dare remain here? As long as everyone fled in different directions, he would not be able to catch them all. After all, he did not have 3 heads and 6 arms, nor could he clone himself. This had been the perfect strategy they devised before coming. Sacrifice a few to save the majority. If you can't win, then run. Lu Zhou snorted coldly, naturally aware of their thoughts. I said you all have to stay here, and that means none of you will escape. As he spoke, he instantly exerted his strength, pouring all the muster energy from his dantian into the array. Duan Musheng was dumbfounded by the sight, unable to believe it. Is Master trying to repair the barrier? How is that possible? The shield of Jinting Court Mountain had been built by generations of experts, absorbing immense energy and working in harmony with the terrain and weather. Previously, when the 4th and 5th tried repairing it, it had taken them at least 3 years. For one person alone, it would require no less than 10 years. Master is already old. Shouldn't he be conserving his strength? Why would he do this? As a vast amount of energy flowed into the array, a transparent barrier suddenly enveloped Jinting Mountain. Those cultivators, fleeing in all directions, were instantly blocked by it. Zhou Jifeng's eyes widened in disbelief, his shock beyond words. Previously, when I led others to break this shield, it took everything I had and it still wouldn't budge. I never imagined Ji Tiandao could restore it alone. At this moment, Lu Zhou stared down coldly. The peak form experience card truly is a bug. Unlimited energy. Completely inexhaustible. If not for the time limit, this card would be invincible. With it, there would be no need to raise one's cultivation at all. I'd lost count of how many times my dantian emptied, only to be instantly refilled. In game terms, this is absolute power. After receiving her master's order, Sionor responded and rushed out. Her 7-star cloud-gathering steps were pushed to the extreme. Brahma Sea Realm cultivators who had not escaped far were cut down almost instantly. Screams echoed across the sky one after another. Master, Duan Musheng respectfully bowed with his hands clasped. Hearing this, Lu Zhou glanced at him. His loyalty had reached 80%. His injuries must have come from his battle with Dudefang of the righteous sect. It was remarkable that he had endured for so long. Of course, Ji Tiandao's harsh training in the past had forged this resilience. An ordinary cultivator would have collapsed by now. Lu Zhou then asked about the whereabouts of Old Four. Duan Musheng hurriedly replied, "Fourth junior brother fought fiercely with Feng Jingxian and the others, but he was outnumbered and eventually fled after being wounded. As for where he is now, I do not know." Just as he finished speaking, White Zard slowly descended and placed the severely injured and unconscious Yi Tiangxin back in the courtyard. Hearing this, Lu Zhou could not help but frown. The third, the fourth, and the sixth are all injured. Only little Yuanor is still hunting the cultivators like a ruthless wolf. As he pondered, Zhou Jifeng stepped forward and knelt. "I wish to join Jinting Mountain and serve you." Lu Zhou did not refuse. With a wave of his sleeve, he said indifferently, "Go and assist Si Yuanor." "Understood." Zhou Jifeng was overjoyed and immediately drew his weapon, rushing toward the fleeing cultivators at the foot of the mountain. At this moment, the duration of the peak form experience card came to an end. The majestic muster energy within Lu Zhou receded like the tide. He entered the secret chamber with a grim expression. His current cultivation was only at the sense-condensing realm. Merit points, 6,674. Remaining lifespan, 5,506 days. Now he needed to calm his thoughts and reorganize his remaining trump cards. The last peak form experience card was gone, leaving only 7 fatal block chances. Against a truly powerful enemy, one that could strike 10 or even 100 times in an instant, 7 chances were hardly reassuring. What could he do without a trump card? The #1 demon of Jinting Mountain constantly watched with envy by countless eyes. Fortunately, the barrier had been repaired. Even if another formidable enemy appeared, it could hold for 10 days, maybe half a month. Using the peak form experience card twice in succession had already terrified the righteous cultivators. None would dare invade Jinting Mountain like this again, even if they were fools. The more than 6,000 merit points he had gained from the Anyang trip were now in hand. The next step was to decide how to spend them. Constantly drawing lots could accumulate luck, but what if misfortune struck? It was better to wait. Let Si Yuanor and Zhou Jifeng clean up the remaining cultivators first, then make plans. Lu Zhou wandered through the secret chamber. "I haven't been here in a very long time. Ancient One's sword technique, Tranquil spell, Tao Heart Sutra. None of my disciples practice these as far as I know. Weapons too, mostly mystic grade and yellow grade, considered weak by nascent divinity tribulation realm cultivators. Everything was coated in thick dust. He didn't even remember where they had come from or how to use them. Meanwhile, the seriously injured Yi Tiangxin slowly opened her eyes, taking in the familiar buildings around her. Memories of joining the sect flooded her mind. She remembered every tree, every wall, every pattern clearly. At that moment, a voice came from behind. Yi Tiangxin turned and saw Ming Shirin leaning against a tree, disheveled. Dirt covered his face, and blood stained his chest. "Junior sister, it's right to come back," he said, collapsing to the ground. Yi Tiangxin stared, stunned. Is this really the 4th senior brother whom the world feared? Even the flies dared to pester him now. Ming Shirin, a Tao-transforming divine court expert, looked utterly worn out. Yet after a brief pause, he smiled faintly. "I'm just tired," he said. Yi Tiangxin couldn't help but ridicule him. "That old master left us to die on the mountain, and you willingly stayed behind to work yourself to death for him. Are you insane?" "You don't understand," Ming Shirin replied calmly. "I'm different from you. I still respect Master very much." With that, he closed his eyes and fell asleep. Then a miraculous scene unfolded. Countless flowers sprouted and grew around him at a visible speed. Yi Tiangxin's eyes widened in disbelief. This is the Blue Wood technique. Senior brother has truly mastered it. When cultivated to the extreme, it can bring one back from the dead and transform decay into new life. At the same time, this meant the 4th senior brother would survive this tribulation and step into the nascent divinity tribulation realm. Since when had the old demon become so generous? Staring at the area covered by blue wood, Yi Tiangxin stood frozen, unable to understand. Soon after, the 9th disciple, Xia Yuanur, flew back into the courtyard. "MF, where's Master, traitor?" Hearing this, Yi Tiangxin waved her over. "Come here, tell me, what has that old thing been doing all these years?" Xia Yuanur crossed her arms and refused to move. "I'm not going over there." Not long after, the battle-worn Duan Musheng also arrived. Seeing his condition, Yi Tiangxin couldn't help but smile mockingly. Duan Musheng spoke bluntly. "Yi Tiangxin, you deserted the sect, betrayed Master, and your treachery is despised by both man and heaven. How dare you still laugh?" she sneered. "Senior brother, don't act so righteous at a time like this. Don't you know how that old thing treats us? Look at how miserable you are now. His days are numbered. I hope you can remain this righteous then." "Shut up," Duan Musheng snapped angrily. "Yuanur, Master isn't here. Slap her for me." Xia Yuanur walked over, closed her eyes, and casually slapped Yi Tiangxin before running back. "Let this slap remind you this is the Evil Sky Pavilion, the place where you learned everything from Master. Insult him again and don't blame me for being merciless," Duan Musheng said as a wave of sound force rolled out. causing Yi Tiangxin to cough up blood. With her cultivation destroyed, she was no different from an ordinary person and fell silent. Xia Yuan'er wanted to help remove the chains, but Duan Musheng shook his head. No use. These chains are forged from 1,000-year cold iron. Only eldest senior brother's Jasper Saber or second senior brother's Longevity Sword can cut them. Just then, Zhou Jifeng passed by nervously. "Stop," Xia Yuan'er called out. Zhou Jifeng immediately bowed. "Greetings, seniors." Duan Musheng looked at him. "You're from the Heavenly Sword sect, a famous righteous sect. Why join Jinting Mountain? Aren't you afraid of being mocked by the world?" Zhou Jifeng hesitated before replying. "What is the difference between good and evil? If I feared ridicule, I wouldn't be here." He knelt to show his resolve. "Since I came, I've already made up my mind. Old senior, where are you? Please allow this junior to explain." Yi Tiangxin laughed again. "You're insane. People want nothing more than to stay away from Jinting Mountain. Yet you choose to come here. Are you in such a hurry to die?" Zhou Jifeng answered firmly. "Old senior has shown me great kindness." Meanwhile, after all the righteous cultivators inside the evil sky pavilion had been dealt with, Lu Zhou's merit points rose to 7,540. Looking at the mall panel, he frowned. A mighty 4 quadrants avatar cost 2,000 merit points. Powerful weapons required equally powerful cultivation, otherwise they were useless. A reversal card cost 500 points. A critical block card cost 100 points. Expensive, yet not worthy as trump cards. Then he noticed the impeccable card, 10 seconds of damage immunity for 500 points. Not bad, almost invincible but too short. Next was the deadly strike card, granting an unspeakable power to deliver a fatal blow for 500 points. Lu Zhou paused, puzzled by the words unspeakable power. As a former online game enthusiast, he knew deadly strike effects usually had extremely low trigger rates. Yet this card had no such limitation. Whatever this power was, it couldn't be taken at face value. He continued browsing. A top-grade defense card reduced damage by 90% for 30 seconds at 500 points. A second-grade defense card reduced damage by 60% for 30 seconds at 300 points. After checking more than 10 prop cards, he realized most were defensive and not particularly useful. None were as practical as the impeccable card. Then a thought struck him. Wait, why are almost all of them defensive cards? Is the system trying to turn me into a coward? Does it want me to stand there like a punching bag and let others hit me without fighting back? He continued scrolling, and soon found a few prop cards marked with question marks, their detailed descriptions hidden. They were probably like the high-level avatars, with concealed prices and effects, meaning they must be extremely powerful. After thinking for a long time, Lu Zhou finally selected 3 items, an impeccable card for 500 merit points, and a deadly strike card that cost him 3,000 merit points. Staring at the 2 cards, he fell into deep thought again. What would happen if a deadly strike card hit someone protected by an impeccable card? He hesitated. Looking at the remaining 4,000 plus merit points, he wondered if he should buy a few reversal cards to restore his lifespan. But the points left were only enough for 9 reversal cards, giving him roughly 2,700 more days of life. What about lucky draws? From past experience, bad luck could swallow all his merit points and give him nothing in return. Should he practice heaven writing instead? After all, improving his cultivation base was the real foundation. Yes, cultivation was the root of everything. Still, he decided to try a few lucky draws first. Meanwhile, Pingdu Mountain lay in the northern part of Yue Province in western Great Yan, the headquarters of the Nether sect. A subordinate entered the Nether Hall and reported, "My lord, I've gathered the information. The Patriarch alone captured the Palace Master of the Derived Moon Palace. None of the Righteous Sect or Heavenly Sword Sect experts who invaded Jinting Mountain survived." After a brief silence, a hoarse voice came from above. "I see," the subordinate continued. "The Palace Master of the Derived Moon Palace is your junior sister. Her joint assault with the righteous cultivators failed completely. The Yun sect, Tian sect, and Luo sect are furious. They vow to slaughter everyone in the Derived Moon Palace in revenge for their dead disciples. Should we intervene?" The hall fell silent for a long time before Yu Jinghai spoke slowly. She brought this upon herself. "There is no need to interfere." The subordinate bowed again. "There is another matter. Our spy in the Imperial Court reports that Lady Jade intends to eliminate Jinting Mountain and even attempted to persuade the Emperor to mobilize the Imperial Army." Yu Jinghai showed immediate interest. The subordinate added hesitantly, "The Emperor punished her by confining her to her chamber for 3 months." Yu Jinghai seemed unsurprised. "Great Yan is constantly at war. The Imperial Army guards the capital. It cannot be moved so easily. Lady Jade has overreached, but she is from the western regions and not one of us. Keep watching her. Sword Freak enjoys challenging experts. Since the Clarity sect has many masters, send him there, but warn him to avoid the Sword Devil." This subordinate obeys the sect master. Meanwhile, back at the Evil Sky Pavilion on Jinting Mountain, several disciples waited anxiously in the courtyard. Duan Musheng watched Xia Yuan'er pacing back and forth with some helplessness. It's normal for Master to calm his mind and recuperate after such a battle. Little junior sister, stop walking around. You're making me dizzy. Zhou Jifeng quickly added flatteringly. Old senior is a mighty expert. He will be fine. Just look at how bright the shield is. Yi Tiangxin said coldly with a mocking tone, if I were you, I'd go inside and check. He is very old. Anything could happen. Before she could finish, Lu Zhou's voice came from inside. All of you, come in. They immediately entered respectfully. Lu Zhou stood with his back to them, seemingly deep in thought. Master, Xia Yuan'er called softly. Lu Zhou muttered in frustration. Why can't I draw even a single good prize? Master, what are you saying? Xia Yuan'er asked in confusion. Nothing, Lu Zhou replied quickly. Xia Yuan'er tried to comfort him. Don't be angry, Master. I've killed all the invaders. If you're still unhappy, I can go back and stab their bodies a few more times. Lu Zhou waved his hand. No need. Where is Old Four? Duan Musheng answered. Old Four is gravely injured, but this also gave him a rare opportunity. He is currently protected by the woods and cannot come to see you. Lu Zhou nodded slightly, feeling relieved. No one is allowed near the woods for 7 days. If his breakthrough is disturbed, he will never be able to step into the nascent divinity tribulation realm. At this moment, Yi Tiangxin spoke resentfully. You don't have to pretend to be so hypocritical. I'm sure you'll sneak over in the middle of the night and slap him, Yi Tiangxin sneered. Lu Zhou ignored her and instructed Xia Yuan'er to confine her to the back mountain for reflection. Then his gaze fell on Zhou Jifeng. Startled, Zhou Jifeng quickly knelt. Old senior, I wish to join Jinting Mountain. Please accept me as your disciple. Lu Zhou paused before replying. I have not considered taking a disciple since arriving in this world. The old Jitian Dao accepted disciples at the peak of his cultivation. With my current strength, I cannot guarantee I would avoid taking in someone ambitious or treacherous. He looked out into the distance and murmured, The bright moon rises over the sea. Though far apart, we share this moment together. There had once been one final position left among the disciples of the Evil Sky Pavilion. Why Jitian Dao never filled it was no longer important. After a moment of thought, Lu Zhou refused tactfully. Your talent is good. Unfortunately, you cultivated the sword path of the Heavenly Sword sect. Switching paths midway would only bring half the results with twice the effort. Zhou Jifeng understood the meaning behind his words and was about to plead again when Lu Zhou handed him a manual. This is the ancient one-sword technique of the Heavenly Sword sect. With your talent, mastering it should not be difficult. Zhou Jifeng held the manual with trembling hands, eyes shining. In the Heavenly Sword sect, this technique had always been passed down level by level. Only after mastering one stage would the next be taught. Although Zhou Jifeng had nearly mastered the art, Luo Changfeng had never taught him the complete version. This was considered a priceless treasure in the sect, yet in front of Lu Zhou it seemed worthless. He immediately knelt in gratitude. Thank you, senior. Lu Zhou replied calmly. Since you are not a disciple of the Evil Sky Pavilion, address me as Pavilion Lord from now on. There are many quarters here. Avoid the East Pavilion and the South Pavilion. You may choose any other place to stay. After Zhou Jifeng left, Duan Musheng asked in confusion, Master, he is still a disciple of the Heavenly Sword sect. I have my own plans, Lu Zhou said, waving the matter away. His eyes fell on Duan Musheng's chains before he turned and walked into the pavilion, muttering to himself, Luck should have turned by now. Duan Musheng sighed. He had wanted to ask his master to remove the chains, but it seemed he would have to wait. Soon Xia Yuan'er returned from the back mountain and saw Duan Musheng's worried expression. What's wrong? She asked. It's nothing. Master seems a little absent-minded. Absent-minded? Did he give any instructions? No, but he kept muttering. He looked dizzy. Xia Yuan'er nodded. Master is old after all. Flying back and forth on whitesword so much. No wonder he feels dizzy. Duan Musheng could only agree. Senior brother, how should we deal with the traitor? Xia Yuan'er asked angrily. Let's wait until Old Four passes this tribulation. He's clever. If we punish her wrongly, how will we face Master? Xia Yuan'er frowned. I just don't understand why she betrayed the sect. Why she wants Master dead. Duan Musheng sighed. Tiangxin is also a pitiful person. Pitiful? I'm pitiful too, Xia Yuan'er muttered. Duan Musheng was speechless. I'm going to treat my injuries. I'll leave this place to you. Inside the Evil Sky Pavilion, Lu Zhou resumed his lucky draws. He had spent 3,000 merit points and had 1,540 remaining. His accumulated luck had reached 60. Drawing more now felt risky. Clang! This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. Thank you for trying. You have received 1 luck point. Lu Zhou paused helplessly. Fine, I'll read some heaven writing first and try to improve my luck before drawing again. He reviewed the characters he could understand. They had not increased. The portions he could not understand had not decreased either. From this, he deduced that he needed to repeatedly study the earlier sections and comprehend them fully. Only then would the later parts gradually reveal themselves. This meant the heaven writing could indeed be comprehended, though the difficulty was extremely high. The discovery piqued Lu Zhou's interest, and he immersed himself in studying it, gradually losing track of time. 3 days passed in a flash. Zhou Jifeng practiced his sword without pause, while Duan Muxing entered closed-door healing. Only Xia Yuan'er remained idle each day. Suddenly, a creaking sound rose from the ground. Startled, Xia Yuan'er immediately flew above the evil sky pavilion. There, she saw the blue wood around Ming Shirin growing rapidly again, its speed visibly increasing. She frowned in confusion. Master said it would take fourth senior brother 7 days to pass this tribulation. How can it be so fast? The wood had already grown nearly as tall as the pavilion. With a loud boom, the giant blue wood suddenly exploded, shaking the entire evil sky pavilion. Ming Shirin's figure slowly emerged from the center. He stretched his arms and muttered comfortably, "That feels great." As soon as he spoke, the domineering aura of the nascent divinity tribulation realm spread outward. Inside the pavilion, Lu Zhou, who had been studying heaven writing, was startled and shouted angrily, "How dare you!" The rolling sound waves instantly spread throughout the mountain. Congratulations, fourth senior brother, on stepping into the nascent divinity tribulation realm. Xia Yuan'er ran forward excitedly. "Did you gain the 100 tribulations inside Avatar?" Ming Shirin felt secretly pleased. Before you all returned, I had already remained buried in the earth for a long time, so I didn't need 7 days to break through. Entering the nascent divinity tribulation realm feels wonderful. Now that I have an avatar, the world will soon be mine. Watch carefully, little junior sister. He gathered his muster energy, preparing to display his avatar, but at that moment, Lu Zhou's angry shout rang out again. Frightened, Ming Shirin dropped to the ground with a thud and hurriedly knelt to admit his mistake. "Eh? Fourth senior brother, do you need to kneel to release your avatar?" Xia Yuan'er asked curiously. Ming Shirin cleared his throat awkwardly. "I just entered the realm. I'm not used to it yet." "Where's Master?" Xia Yuan'er recounted the events of the past few days. Ming Shirin frowned when he heard that Yi Tiongsun's cultivation had been destroyed and she was locked in the back mountain. "I'll go see her. Leave the mountain matters to me. Yuan'er, go to the Tanzi station and gather information. Master will surely ask about it when he comes out of seclusion." Xia Yuan'er brightened. "Fourth senior brother is so thoughtful. I'll go right away." Ming Shirin glanced toward the evil sky pavilion, recalling the earlier shout, and couldn't help shivering. "I thought entering the nascent divinity tribulation realm would make things easier. But it seems I'm still far from that." He tapped his toes lightly and used 10-mile steps to reach the back mountain, where he happened to see Zhou Jifeng practicing his sword. "You are said to be a rare cultivation genius of the heavenly sword sect," Ming Shirin remarked. Zhou Jifeng hurriedly bowed. "Greetings, fourth senior brother. Let's test my skills," Ming Shirin muttered smugly. 100 tribulations inside Avatar. An avatar about 1 meter wide and 2 meters tall appeared. Zhou Jifeng couldn't help muttering, "Such a small 100 tribulations avatar." "What did you say?" Startled, Zhou Jifeng quickly corrected himself. "So strong. Oops, I feel dizzy." Ming Shirin nodded in satisfaction. "So the avatar of the nascent divinity tribulation realm is truly powerful, so much that it made him dizzy before I even attacked. A rare genius, yet still mediocre compared to me." Meanwhile, inside the evil sky pavilion, Lu Zhou finished another round of heaven writing comprehension. The past few days felt like a long dream, refreshing his understanding of it. Though many meanings were still obscure, he would need more time. Time to continue the lucky draws. He opened the system panel. "Ding! This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. Thank you for trying. You have received 1 luck point." Lu Zhou frowned. Could my drawing posture be wrong? He stood up and tried several consecutive draws. "Still, thank you for your patronage." Luck points kept increasing. This is really a scam. It had nothing to do with his drawing posture. At present, he had 66 luck points. Will these bring me better luck? Women had a 6th sense, while men had sharp intuition. I must get something. Draw again. Ding. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points and 66 luck points. You have received 1 reversal card. Lu Zhou wanted to curse but restrained himself. "I won't be angry. I can't lose my composure." With 1190 merit points remaining, he muttered, "Let's try once more. If this fails, I'll stop." Dang. This lucky draw costs 50 merit points. You have received a weapon, unnamed. You have received a mount buy-in. He actually obtained both a weapon and a mount. As Lu Zhou exclaimed, a golden light burst from his hand. In the blink of an eye, a pitch-black object appeared in his palm. What is this? He looked slightly embarrassed, able to change weapon forms at will. The higher the cultivation, the greater the power. So that's how it is. What a fine item. Lu Zhou instantly grew interested and began examining it excitedly. This was a weapon that could transform into different forms freely. One item worth 10, it was a bargain. Let's test its power. Meanwhile, at the peak of reflection, Yi Tiangxin sat there with a bleak expression. In the next moment, a figure appeared before her. Ming Shireen looked delighted. "Junior sister, do you want to see my 100 tribulations inside Avatar?" Yi Tiangxin was somewhat speechless. "If the old man told you to kill me, then just do it. Why bother showing off? If you want to kill or torment me, do as you please." Hearing this, Ming Shireen awkwardly explained, "That's not what I meant. Junior sister, if Master truly wanted you dead, he would have done it long ago. Why would he send me to do it? Then what did he send you here for? I came on my own accord. Anyway, I can't just stand by and watch you go astray." "Go astray? The ones who have gone astray are all of you." Ming Shireen sighed helplessly. "Are you still resentful toward Master because of that incident?" Yi Tiangxin turned her head away, clearly unwilling to revisit the past. "I started earlier and suffered more than you. Have I ever complained?" Ming Shireen continued, trying to comfort her. "Pa, you were the one who cursed Master the most behind his back." His face reddened in embarrassment. "That was before. Things are different now. Master has become much kinder lately." "Kinder? That joke isn't funny at all. I'm not joking. Master has lived long and gained great wisdom. His attitude now is completely different from before. But what does that change? Why can't you understand what I'm saying? Master may not hold our past actions against us, but I do. I can't rest until that old man is dead." Hearing this, Ming Shireen slapped her without using any muster energy, just an ordinary strike across the face. Yi Tiangxin was stunned by the blow, but once she regained her composure, she stubbornly met Ming Shireen's gaze. He raised his hand as if to slap her again, yet ultimately stopped an inch from her cheek. He shook his head and sighed before patting her shoulder. "You should ask Master about this in person. That's all I'll say. Take care of yourself." He turned and left, feeling there was no point in persuading her further. Just as he was about to depart, Yi Tiangxin suddenly called out, "Wait," Ming Shireen asked coldly. "What else do you want to say?" Yi Tiangxin's face revealed a trace of loneliness. "The disciples of Yue Palace will definitely unite to save me. If possible, brother, please show mercy." Hearing this, Ming Shireen scoffed. "You're still being self-indulgent. They can barely save themselves, so how can they save you?" "The Cloud Sect, the Heavenly Sect, and the Luo Sect have all perished, with so many divine court realm cultivators. Do you think they will vent their anger on Master? You're mistaken. The first place they will wipe out is your Yue Palace." After being reminded by Ming Shireen, she suddenly realized the danger. Meanwhile, inside the Evil Sky Pavilion, Lu Zhou was still toying with a black iron egg that could transform into any weapon. The sense-condensing realm still lacked control, and with insufficient cultivation, it felt like waving a chicken feather, as though it were a command arrow. After testing the transformed short sword against a long sword, he could not help feeling disappointed. Both weapons remained completely undamaged. At that moment, Xia Yuan's voice sounded from outside the door. "Master, Pan Zhong from the Jingming Taoist School has requested an audience. Is this what I get with 0 luck points? It's truly a piece of junk." Lu Zhou slowly walked out upon hearing this. As for Baian, he would study it when he had time. However, he did not know that after he left, the long sword he had tested began to crack like a mirror. Senior, elder. Seeing Lu Zhou emerge, Pan Zhong and Mu Ronghai quickly knelt to greet him. Xia Yuan explained, "Master, while I was at the post station gathering information, I happened to see the two of them kneeling outside the barrier, so I brought them along. Master won't be angry with me, right?" Lu Zhou gently patted her head. "You girl, just don't cause trouble." Then he looked at the three of them. "Stand up and speak." The two immediately complied. Pan Zhong remained relatively composed with a calm expression, while Mu Ronghai was sweating profusely from fear. After exchanging a glance with Lu Zhou, he trembled and collapsed back onto his knees. "Old Master, please spare me. It was my fault for failing to recognize your greatness." Seeing this, Lu Zhou was somewhat speechless. "I haven't even done anything to you, have I? I've been friendly toward you all along, yet you act as if I've slaughtered your entire family." With that thought, he sighed helplessly. "Xia Yuanor, take him away." Before Mu Ronghai had a chance to speak again, he was kicked down the mountain by Xia Yuanor. Pan Zhong watched the scene, feeling fearful and uneasy. Lu Zhou then turned his gaze to Pan Zhong and said, "Do you truly wish to join my Jinting Mountain?" Upon hearing this, Pan Zhong did not hesitate to kneel and declare his intentions. "I voluntarily joined Jinting Mountain. Please, Senior." After listening, Lu Zhou pondered briefly with his eyes closed. "Although you possess a bitter and cold physique, it is not a bad constitution for learning the 3 yin style. Under the heavens, everyone fears me. Those Taoists on the righteous path wish to eliminate me. Even the disciples I have taught and trained want to turn their swords against me, disrespect their teacher, and destroy their ancestors. But as long as you are a disciple of Jinting Mountain, I will certainly protect you. However, if one day..." Lu Zhou paused, and Pan Zhong naturally understood what he meant. immediately continuing, "If I were to harbor any intention of betraying the sect, I will be subjected to 1,000 cuts and 10,000 slashes." Hearing this, Lu Zhou nodded in satisfaction. "I always value promises. Stand up." At this moment, Ming Shireen arrived, flying through the air. "Master, your disciple has broken through to the nascent divinity tribulation realm." Hearing this, Pan Zhang was shocked beyond belief. Those who reached this realm were all formidable figures, and there were already several from Jinting Mountain alone. Lu Zhou looked at him and spoke indifferently. "Entering the realm of the divine tribulation is equivalent to mastering 100 tribulations. The realm of spiritual enlightenment is vast and mysterious, and one must never be proud or complacent." Ming Shireen immediately replied, "Disciple obeys your command. Isn't it said that the old devil of Jinting Mountain kills without blinking and has a fierce temper, especially cruel toward his disciples? Yet after meeting him today, he seems completely different from the rumors. On the contrary, the old senior carries the dignified bearing of both an elder and a teacher, far better than those rigid old men from the Jingming sect." Ming Shireen then recounted what had happened earlier. "Master, I heard that the traitor Yi Tiangxin is locked in the repentance cave behind the mountain, so I wanted to go teach her a lesson to ease your anger a little." Lu Zhou calmly replied, "No, let her reflect in the repentance cave." Also, regarding the kidnapping incident involving the Siai family, Old 8 and Old 5 are both involved. Ming Shireen's eyes lit up. "Disciple has just entered the nascent divinity tribulation realm. Master, I was thinking that after stepping into the transcendent spiritual realm, I have had nowhere to test my skills. How about I go bring Old 8 back and make him obey your orders?" At the same time, Zhu Honghong, who was roasting a suckling pig, sneezed for no reason. Lu Zhou pondered briefly and shook his head. "Leave him be. I'm tired. Dismissed." After Lu Zhou left, Ming Shireen winked at Pan Zhang, who was standing nearby. "Are you new here?" Upon hearing this, Pan Zhang hurriedly replied respectfully, "Greetings, 4th Senior. I like this title. By the way, do you want to see my 100 Tribulation Inside Avatar?" At that moment, Xie Yuan appeared, walking lightly through the air. Ming Shireen smiled smugly. "Little junior sister, you came just in time. Come watch Senior Brother's 100 Tribulation Inside Avatar." Xie Yuan blinked her big eyes, looking very cute. "Senior Brother, let's see it next time. A group of cultivators has just appeared at the foot of the mountain, and I suspect someone wants to invade Jinting Mountain again." Hearing this, Ming Shireen was overjoyed. "That's great, junior sister. I'll go down first. There's no need to trouble Master with such a trivial matter. I can kill them all by myself." He vanished like a wisp of smoke using his lightness skill. "Senior Brother, those who came are all female cultivators from Yue Palace." Pan Zhang looked confused, not knowing what to do. Xia Yuanur turned her head angrily and glared at him. "What are you staring at? Keep staring and I'll poke your eyes out." Ming Shireen could not wait to go down the mountain after learning that someone had invaded. He was truly bored. As soon as he arrived at the foot of the mountain, he laughed loudly and unleashed his powerful 100 Tribulations Inside Avatar with a shout. An avatar about 1 meter wide and 2 meters tall materialized. "Not good. Run." The numerous female cultivators below were instantly thrown into chaos. Something's not right. This 100 Tribulation Inside Avatar is rather small. It should belong to a cultivator at the early stage of the primordial spirit tribulation realm, while the demon ancestor's avatar is 10 times larger. It isn't him. Besides, where are we supposed to run? The female cultivators whispered among themselves, feeling lost. "Who dares intrude on my Jinting Mountain?" Ming Shireen approached them and spoke coldly, but as soon as he finished speaking, he showed a surprised expression. He saw that they had all knelt down at the same time. Shouldn't they be shouting insults? And if they refused to surrender, he could wipe them out in a single move. Why were they begging for mercy from the start? One of the female cultivators gathered the courage to speak. "We are the disciples of Yue Palace. Senior, please rescue us, please save us." The others also pleaded desperately. Ming Shireen frowned after hearing this. This was awkward. They were not intruders, they were the 6th Junior Sister's disciples. The 6th Junior Sister's cultivation had been abolished by the Master, and she was imprisoned in the Cave of Reflection. Yue Palace was now just a group without a leader. The 3 southern sects did not wish to clash directly, so they targeted Yue Palace instead because of its connection to Jinting Mountain. But the problem was that even if they begged for help, Jinting Mountain was not a place they could easily seek refuge. He scanned the crowd and saw more than 100 female cultivators in miserable condition. Some had disheveled hair, while others were seriously injured and could barely stand. Seeing this scene, Ming Shireen asked curiously, "The 6th Junior Sister tried to kill Master, so she was imprisoned. Logically speaking, everyone in Yue Palace should be punished. Since you dare come to Jinting Mountain, are you tired of living?" Upon hearing this, the female cultivators grew even more anxious and continued to plead. "For the sake of the Palace Master Senior, please help us." "No," Ming Shireen said as he turned around, intending to leave. "What a joke. Whether you live or die has nothing to do with me." The fact that I am not attacking you is already an act of generosity. Just as he finished speaking, a strange sigh, like the faint sound of wind chimes, reached his ears. Ming Shireen turned his head in confusion and saw a large mass of black clouds slowly drifting toward them in the distance. It's the demon-slaying sect. The demon-slaying sect has arrived. The female cultivators below instantly turned pale with fear, all of them moving closer to the barrier. Please, Senior, let us into Jinting Mountain. We will serve you like oxen or horses at your complete disposal. Ming Shireen glanced at them and could not help feeling disappointed. Are these truly the famous female cultivators of Yue Palace under my 6th junior sister? Without a nascent divinity tribulation realm expert in charge, what remains of their divine court realm strength is nothing more than shrimp soldiers and crab generals. Shouldn't it be the 3 southern sects targeting Yue Palace? Why did the demon-slaying sect appear instead? This is outrageous. Seeing them trembling like this, do they really think there is a place more terrifying than Jinting Mountain in this world? Are they afraid of the demon-slaying sect but not Jinting Mountain? In the blink of an eye, the dark shapes in the sky had already drawn near. Only then did it become clear that what they saw were not black clouds but a square formation of guards dressed in black robes, protecting a massive dark dragon carriage at the center. Seated upon the carriage was Zuo Shinchin, a powerful cultivator ranked extremely high on the sinister list. The first on the sinister list is Master, the second is the eldest senior brother, and Zuo Shinchin ranks 3rd. He is also the #1 expert under the command of the demon-slaying sect's master. However, Ming Shireen was somewhat puzzled. The demon-slaying sect in Jinting Mountain had always maintained neutral relations. Why would they move against Yue Palace? As he pondered, a divine court realm expert flew forward and, upon arrival, bowed with clasped hands. The demon-slaying sect has no intention of attacking Jinting Mountain. 4th Mister, can you hand over the female cultivators to the demon-slaying sect? Ming Shireen, feeling uninterested in the matter, turned and walked back toward the barrier. Thank you, 4th Mister. We will surely visit you another day to express our gratitude. The black-robed man waved his arm, and in an instant, the surrounding cultivators surged toward the female cultivators like locusts. Wait! Ming Shireen stopped them at that moment. I almost forgot Master's recent teachings. Lately, he has been fond of treating people kindly. With this thought, he raised his hand and pushed all the female cultivators into the barrier. Thank you, 4th Mister, for saving us. The female cultivators immediately knelt and thanked him in unison. The divine court realm black-robed man frowned at the sight. Escaping from the wolf's jaws only to enter the lion's den. Have these women gone mad? 4th Mister, you have gone back on your word. I'm afraid that's not very appropriate, is it? Meanwhile, Lu Zhou, who was resting inside the evil sky pavilion, heard a prompt sound in his ear. Ding! You've gained 1,450 merit points from devout worship. Then Xia Yuanua recounted the events to him. After listening, Lu Zhou felt somewhat enlightened. The female cultivators of Yue Palace were Yi Tiongxin's subordinates. Yi Tiongxin had been imprisoned, and what remained was nothing more than a group of scattered sand. Yet they still dared to come to Jinting Mountain. Their courage was not ordinary. They were merely a group of female cultivators, with the highest cultivation only at the divine court realm. It was exhausting to handle everything personally at his age. Recently, the lottery had made his head foggy, so he had no time to deal with such trivial matters. It was better to think about the rules of the lottery instead. With this thought, he spoke differently. These small matters you may handle yourselves. Xia Yuan'er happily ran out after replying. At this time, at the foot of Jinting Mountain, Ming Shireen sneered after hearing the other party's words. What? Are you unhappy? The divine court realm powerhouse was clearly taken aback. Before he could respond, a voice came from the dark dragon carriage. 4th Mister, may I have an audience with your esteemed master? This voice carried a powerful sonic wave. It did not sound imposing, yet the muster energy within it was enough to trouble even a Brahma Sea Realm cultivator with all 8 meridians open. Ming Shireen crossed his arms and looked unconvinced. Do you think my master is someone just anyone can see, like stray cats and dogs? The atmosphere grew tense the moment those words were spoken. The guards nearby watched coldly, ready to act at any time. Take advantage of my good mood and disperse, Ming Shireen said before turning to walk toward the barrier. However, in the next instant, a violet gale suddenly swept in. The female cultivators of Yue Palace inside the barrier were immediately suppressed and pinned to the ground, unable to move. 4th Mister, do I now have the qualifications to meet your esteemed master? As the words fell, a 4-leaf dark avatar slowly materialized. Ming Shireen frowned at once. The dark incantation of the 100 Tribulation Insight avatar with 4 leaves unfolded, standing about 5 meters tall. With such a powerful opponent besides Master, only the first senior brother and second senior brother could deal with him. It was a pity that Jinting Mountain had long lost its former glory. He asked coldly, So you're a nascent divinity tribulation realm expert? If you came here to show off your martial prowess, I'm afraid you've come to the wrong place. How would I dare? The figure replied. He withdrew the avatar, leaped forward, and landed on the ground. The guards behind him also retreated under his gesture. Demon-slaying sect's Zuo Shinshin sincerely requests an audience with the old senior. I hope fourth mister can help us this once. Was he trying to threaten and intimidate him? Ming Shireen was about to shake his head and refuse when Xia Yuanur's figure appeared. Master has given the order. So it turns out to be Miss Nine, whose reputation has long been known, Zuo Shinshin said, offering praise. Xia Yuanur laughed brightly at this. Wow, has my reputation really become so great? Far more than that. Miss Nine entered Jinting Mountain at the age of 10. It took you 10 days to profoundly step into a realm, 3 months to condense your cultivation, 2 years to open all 8 meridians in the Brahma Sea realm, and only 3 years to enter the Divine Court realm. Under the heavens, there may be no one who can compare to Miss Nine's accomplishments. These words clearly pleased Xia Yuanur. You really know how to talk. Master will see you in front of the hall. Ming Shireen felt speechless watching this scene. So this was also considered an expert who had opened the 4-leaf golden lotus, yet he flattered others with such skill. At this time inside the Evil Sky Pavilion, Lu Zhou was seated at the head of the hall. Duan Musheng, Zhou Jifeng, and Pan Zheng stood at his side. He had not sat in this position for a long time, and it felt somewhat cold and unfamiliar. Before long, Zuo Xinchen entered the hall with 4 subordinates. Zuo Xinchen, of the demon-slaying sect, greets the old senior. Lu Zhou glanced at him. Take a seat, thank you. After sitting, Zuo Xinchen quietly observed his surroundings. He did not dare to probe the cultivation level of this powerful figure. Based on intuition, the aura of this evil patriarch seemed rather ordinary. However, among cultivators, hiding one's cultivation was common, so it was nothing unusual. The decorations in the hall were neither extravagant nor majestic, resembling an ordinary sect with nothing particularly remarkable. Speak. What is the matter? Lu Zhou asked indifferently. Zuo Xinchen bowed. The demon-slaying sect has long heard of Jinting Mountain's great name. Today we have come to discuss 3 matters. First, Yue Palace has provoked the demon-slaying sect more than once recently. Now that Palace Master Yi has been captured by the old senior, this is only natural and she has only herself to blame. As for the remaining female cultivators of Yue Palace, I hope the old senior will hand them over to our demon-slaying sect. Upon hearing this, Duan Musheng narrowed his eyes. Yue Palace was founded by the traitor of Jinting Mountain. Even if they deserve punishment, it is not your place to speak on this matter. Zhou Xinchen did not argue and maintained a respectful expression. What third mister says is reasonable. Second, under the request of Jingming Dao, Pan Zhong betrayed his sect, and the demon-slaying sect may deal with him as we see fit, because prior to this, Pan Zhong had already intended to join our sect. These 3 slaves from lowly families are not worthy of standing in the Demon Sky Pavilion. As soon as the words fell, Pan Zhong's face changed drastically. Duan Musheng was about to speak when Lu Zhou's voice sounded. Continue. If the third matter can be fulfilled, then the first 2 matters can also be resolved. In the end, the demon-slaying sect is just like Jinting Mountain's Demon Sky Pavilion. Both are hated by those so-called righteous sects. The top 10 experts have repeatedly exchanged blows with the old senior, and not only did their strength not weaken, it actually grew even stronger. If the Demon Sky Pavilion is willing to join hands with the demon-slaying sect, there will be no opponents left under the heavens. Hearing this tone, Duan Musheng could no longer suppress his temper and immediately cursed. Nonsense. With your lowly status in the demon-slaying sect, you are not qualified to even speak with the Demon Sky Pavilion. Upon hearing this, everyone present was shocked. Facing Duan Musheng's angry rebuke, Zuo Xinchen did not lose his temper, and instead remained calm. If I have offended you in any way, I hope third mister can forgive me. At this moment, Ming Shireen stepped forward. Zuo Xinchen, let me tell you clearly. First, the master of Yue Palace is Yitiang Xin, and whether a dog bites depends on its owner. Don't you agree? Second, since Pan Zhong has entered Jinting Mountain, he is now a member of Jinting Mountain. All past conflicts with the Demon Sky Pavilion are no longer relevant. If you want to touch him, you are challenging the Demon Sky Pavilion. Third, and most importantly, if you want to cooperate with the Demon Sky Pavilion, I'm sorry, you are not qualified. Zuo Xinchen shook his head lightly and chuckled in disagreement. If the Demon Sky Pavilion was at its peak, naturally the demon-slaying sect would not be qualified. But times had changed. The Demon Sky Pavilion was declining, and even Ji Tiandao's profound cultivation could not alter the current situation. The demon-slaying sect was rising, and this was obvious to the entire cultivation world. Moreover, having one more friend was always better than one more enemy. After speaking, his gaze landed on Lu Zhou. The meaning was clear. The others in the hall did not matter. He only cared about Lu Zhou's stance. Lu Zhou remained calm. After a brief pause, he slowly spoke. "You are right." Hearing this, Xie Yuaner could not help but glance back. Has Master become confused? Such an arrogant demon-slaying sect member dares to speak so brazenly in the Demon Sky Pavilion, yet Master is not even angry. Zhuo Xinchen immediately revealed a pleased expression and bowed slightly. It seems Senior Ji understands righteousness. Lu Zhou paused again and continued. "Do you know why I called you here?" Upon hearing this, Zhuo Xinchen tentatively replied. "Could it be that Senior Ji has already guessed my intention?" "Are you practicing demon Dao meditation?" he said calmly. "The Bodhi tree is originally without a trunk, and the bright mirror has no stand. Such cultivation of demon Dao meditation is rare in the world. It is said that only by cultivating it alone can one achieve enlightenment after 100 tribulations." Hearing Lu Zhou's words, Zhuo Xinchen felt slightly proud. "Senior flatters me. It is true. I have cultivated demon Dao meditation for 100 years and reached the top 3 of the sinister list, relying on the hand seals of the demon Dao sect. Not bad, not bad." Lu Zhou nodded in approval. This scene left Duan Mushing and the others somewhat stunned. Zhuo Xinchen's words were clearly provocative, even implying that the Demon Sky Pavilion was in decline. Yet Master still praised him. Duan Mushing could no longer hold back and shouted, "Then let me experience it myself." He leaped forward instantly. Zhuo Xinchen's eyes also lit up. This was a chance to test the Demon Sky Pavilion's strength. In an instant, a strong wind erupted in the hall as the two clashed head-on, neither willing to yield. Xie Yuaner looked slightly nervous, afraid they might destroy the hall. Lu Zhou calmly said, "It's fine. Let them fight." Pan Zhong and Zhou Jifeng watched in shock. This was a battle between true experts. Their control over energy was extremely precise. Whenever the force approached the surroundings, it dissipated on its own. Duan Musheng's chain whip danced fiercely, sparks bursting in the air with each collision, creating a dazzling scene. Zhuo Xinchen remained composed as ever. Third Mister is injured and still has such strength. Admirable. Lu Zhou understood clearly that Duan Musheng was only a step away from breaking into the nascent divinity tribulation realm. After years of suppression under Jitian Dao, he had never fully broken through so naturally. He was at a disadvantage against Zhuo Xinchen, and on the other hand, Zhuo Xinchen appeared completely relaxed. "Hand seals, activate." Xie Yuaner pointed at the scene with a worried expression. In an instant, countless palm shadows condensed around Zhuo Xinchen, surging forward like a storm toward Duan Musheng. Duan Musheng had no choice but to continuously block with his chain, but he was forced back step by step, steadily losing momentum. The gap between their realms was clear. Lu Zhou shook his head upon seeing this. Duan Musheng could be considered invincible below the nascent divinity tribulation realm, not only resilient but also extremely fierce. What a pity. Still, it did not matter. The path of cultivation was long, and these disciples all had extraordinary talent. Becoming top experts was only a matter of time. "I'll join." Ming Shirin saw this and leaped into the battlefield. Although his participation slightly stabilized the situation, Zhuo Xinchen still held the upper hand against both of them, and the fight only grew more intense. "So fourth Mister is at the nascent soul tribulation realm? In that case, I won't hold back anymore. Avatar, come forth." With a shout, a dark-colored avatar gradually materialized, and in the blink of an eye it seemed to fill the sky. The power of a nascent divinity tribulation realm expert lay mainly in the avatar. 5 meters tall, it was enough to flatten the entire evil sky pavilion. But strangely, the dark avatar appeared almost like a phantom within the pavilion, as though reality itself bent around it. This showed that the man was no ordinary expert. The situation immediately reversed once the avatar appeared. A heavy pressure swept toward both fighters like a tidal wave, while palm shadows, now several times larger than before, fell like a torrential storm. Seeing this, Ming Shirin hastily summoned his own avatar, only 2 meters tall, to resist. However, the gap in strength was simply too great. Moments later, he felt his qi and blood surge, and his arm went numb. Zhuo Xinchen, fully in control of the battlefield, smirked. "Everyone, will you join hands with the demon-slaying sect now?" Upon hearing this, Duan Musheng shouted angrily, "Not a chance." He immediately leapt back into the fight. Seeing this, Lu Zhou frowned slightly. Duan Musheng's temper was too explosive. Normally, he was quite composed in front of him, even carrying the demeanor of an elder brother, but now he was acting like a reckless warrior. He swung his chain infused with energy back and forth without restraint. Fortunately, the hall was large enough. Otherwise, 10 evil sky pavilions would not be enough for him to destroy. The difference in realms was obvious. Zhuo Xinchen clearly intended to use Duan Musheng as a means to test his strength while displaying his own power. At the same time, this also allowed Lu Zhou to observe the second-in-command of the demon-slaying sect. Thus, Lu Zhou did not intervene. Although Jitiandao had once defeated countless righteous experts and built an overwhelming reputation, the righteous world still believed he was nearing his limits. No matter how strong a cultivator was, without sufficient lifespan, everything was meaningless. In the cultivation world, no one had yet broken that limit. The demon-slaying sect was one of the most ambitious factions in existence, constantly expanding by absorbing other sects. In the past, they had clashed secretly with the ghost sect, but both sides feared each other's strength and never escalated into full war. Their visit to Jinting Mountain was real. The intention to form an alliance was real, and the demonstration of power was also real. Even the attack on Yue Palace was merely an excuse. But did Lu Zhou need an alliance? Or was the demon-slaying sect even qualified? There were countless factions in the world, and they were not the only ones trying to court Jinting Mountain. In terms of status, qualifications, and strength, they did not rank high enough. It was almost laughable to rely on a so-called third place on the sinister list. Before long, Duan Musheng was struck down by Zuo Xinchen again. The gap in realms was becoming increasingly clear. He himself understood it too. Realm suppression was not something that could be overcome through sheer will. Ming Shirin, after catching his breath, leaped back into the battle once more. At this point, Zhu Xinchen had become somewhat impatient. Even if they took turns, he still did not take them seriously. Binding seal. See through the nature of the mind. With those words, he formed a hand seal, and a violent palm imprint condensed in an instant, carrying an unstoppable force as it crashed toward Ming Shirin. Ming Shirin, at the nascent divinity tribulation realm, did his best to resist, but in the end he was still no match and was sent flying back to the ground. Upon seeing this, Xie Yuaner showed a worried expression. Zuo Xinchen stood with his hands behind his back, looking down at the scene with an air of arrogance. Are the three gentlemen satisfied with this battle? You, with only a four-leaf avatar at the primordial spirit tribulation realm, still dare to show off, Xie Yuan angrily retorted. Hearing this, Zuo Xinchen replied indifferently, Third Mister and Fourth Mister are not ordinary cultivators. I was forced to use the binding seal out of helplessness. This move was indeed a bit like the strong bullying the weak. Please forgive me. If the first senior brother and second senior brother were here, don't say a four-leaf golden lotus. Even a six-leaf golden lotus would still have to bow. Xie Yuaner was furious upon hearing this, but everyone knew these words were only meant to save face, so Zuo Xinchen did not take them to heart. At this moment, Lu Zhou finally spoke. Zuo Xinchen, that binding seal of yours was quite good. Hearing this, Zuo Xinchen became slightly pleased. Thank you, Senior Ji, for the praise. I would like to ask Senior to guide me in a few moves. As soon as these words were spoken, the guards behind him were stunned on the spot, unable to believe it. Even peak primordial spirit tribulation realm experts with 7 or 8 leaf golden lotus avatars would not dare make such a request. What exactly was he thinking? Lu Zhou's expression remained calm, and he did not respond immediately. Zuo Xinchen released a violent aura around him, growing more confident. Senior Ji can rest assured my binding seal technique can definitely withstand powerful attacks. If I lose within 10 moves, I will let you do as you please. Hearing this, Lu Zhou snorted coldly and stood up. Although the Demon Sky Pavilion is no longer as powerful as before, it is still not a place where rats like you can act recklessly. With that, he raised his arm. Between his fingers, a golden vortex slowly formed and expanded, radiating dazzling light. After using Fatal Blow, you will gain an indescribable power that deals a fatal strike to the target. Each use grants 500 merit points. Zuo Xinchen's eyes widened instantly, his hair standing on end. This is the Great Fearless Seal. In an instant, he felt as though a giant palm covering the sky had locked onto him completely. The guards behind him were terrified and frozen in place. Compared to this, the binding seal was insignificant. Zuo Xinchen panicked, rapidly forming hand seals, myriad binding seals. With a roar, countless binding seals surged forward, but they were instantly swallowed by the golden giant palm without resistance. Seeing this, he could only push his four-leaf avatar to its limit in defense. The next moment, a thunderous explosion echoed through the sky. Under the impact, Zuo Xinchen was instantly blasted out of the Evil Sky Pavilion, his fate unknown. The scene fell into dead silence. Everyone was stunned, unable to comprehend what had just happened. What just happened? I don't know. I only felt an indescribable power. I'm still alive. Where's the second sect leader? He seems to have been thrown out. Everyone quickly rushed outside. Master, let's go take a look too. After everyone left, only Lu Zhou remained in the hall. He looked at his palm with a trace of confusion. Is this what an indescribable power looks like? He had not expected the released form to become the Great Fearless Seal, since he had never truly cultivated Zen Buddhism before. In his memory, his understanding of Durrani hand seals was only at a basic level. He knew a few foundational techniques, but could not be considered a practitioner. Yet when he struck earlier, he had clearly felt an overwhelming force surge through him. Judging from that sensation, the power was enough to instantly defeat Zuo Shinshin, similar to the burst strength of a peak experience card. Could it become stronger when facing stronger opponents? Unfortunately, he had only used the item once, so there was no basis for comparison. Indeed, it was indescribable. Please subscribe to help me provide you with more recaps.